Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Sorry about not making a video last night. Actually, as you see, I can see nothing's really changed. I don't think the protesters made it this far, but I couldn't make a video last night because there was some doubt about whether there was a curfew or not, and I didn't want to violate a curfew. So I'm out tonight with the video. And actually, they did have two protests, one yesterday, one today, but they were down along the beach, and it was a peaceful protest. So thank God for that. It was a very peaceful protest. However, I did see a lot of people protesting, so that's they were well represented. So there was a very large protest here as far as the number of people were concerned, the signs that were out, but it was very peaceful. So thank God nothing got hurt here in Carlsbad, even though they did board up all the windows and all the stores. So things are fine. I think everybody's pretty much over, maybe, hopefully, and over, any damage that could be done. So hopefully these boards will start coming down here pretty quick. But what I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about the price of Bitcoin. Because I'm starting to get a little bit of a feeling that maybe Bitcoin may start to reach numbers that are just absolutely unheard of. Perhaps $1 million of Bitcoin. I remember the first time I heard somebody say that Bitcoin could go to $1 million. I heard that was McAfee, and of course McAfee can say some pretty crazy stuff. So when I heard McAfee say that, I thought, well, that's just a lot of talk. But the more I think about it, the more I look at the market and what's going on with it, I think it's very possible that Bitcoin could do $1 million. And not only do $1 million, I'd be surprised if it doesn't make $1 million. My opinion only. But the reason I say that is because if you look at Bitcoin historically, in 2010, it was below a penny. And think about the numbers from a penny up to 10,000, which is where it's close to today. So think of how much of an extreme, appreciation that would be. However, very few people were involved with Bitcoin in 2010. But in 2013, late 2013, Bitcoin was only $100. So Bitcoin at $100, if you bought $100 of Bitcoin, you'd have 100 Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes to 10,000 bucks, you'd have $1 million. So Bitcoin has already performed in that way. It's already performed from 2013 to 2020. If you'd had invested in Bitcoin then and held on to when it was $10,000, you would have $1 million for a $100 investment. So that's the kind of numbers we're talking about here as far as returns are concerned. In percentages, I don't even know what that is. I could figure it out, but it's 100 times your money. So that's crazy. That's crazy, 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 crazy. But in this world of crazy that we're living in, it's possible and probably probable that it will do this. In fact, highly likely, in my opinion. Simply because we live in this world now of money being so expanded, and returns have got to match the expansion of the money. If you're going to give out trillions of dollars in quantitative easing, and you're going to make trillions and trillions of dollars for people to recover from COVID and some of these other things that have plagued the economy, you cannot give people back 5–10% on their money, on their return on their investments. It's just not going to keep up with the amount of money that's expanding as quickly as it's expanding, because you're back to the point where you're going backwards with your money. So yeah, you're going to have to get these kind of returns. You're going to have to get $1 million on a $10,000 investment over a few years. You will have to get the kind of returns that cryptocurrencies are giving, not the kind of returns that you're getting from the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. You're going to have to get the kind of returns that are coming from cryptocurrencies, not from traditional investments. I don't even want to go into the gold thing because everybody knows how I feel about gold. Before I bought gold, before I would be buying gold, I'd be buying real estate. At least with real estate, you can sorry about the train. At least with real estate, you can live in it. You have a place to live. Everybody needs a place to live. You can live in real estate. You can't live in gold. So I can't take my gold bricks and build a house. I can't take my gold bricks and do something with them. I mean, you don't really need gold to live on, but you do need a place to live. And you need a place to house. Everybody needs a place to live. So, that's why I think real estate would be a better investment than gold. But Bitcoin, absolutely. Bitcoin, I think, very, very possibly could be $1 million. And I've said that on this channel many, many times. If you need to keep up in this economy and you don't have a lot of money, and you need a place to kind of start putting money so you can you can keep up with the quantitative easing and all the expansion of money, I would say Bitcoin would be a pretty good choice. Not to say anything negative about other cryptocurrencies, because there's going to be a lot, they're going to really outperform Bitcoin. The problem is we just don't know which ones they are. But there's going to be a lot of altcoins that are going to outperform Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's already $10,000. I mean, when it started off a few cents, or less than a few cents. Actually, I think the first time I started out was like 0.0008. I think is the first time I saw something about Bitcoin. So yeah, there's some incredible opportunities out there. And you got to think that the Bitcoin going from 2013 to 2020, making that kind of a return, that's in a very, in an environment that was very anti-Bitcoin. People would go to jail for accepting Bitcoin as payment, or people would go to jail for using Bitcoin as money. So in that environment, Bitcoin does 100 times its, it's your original investment. Think of what it could do in a time when hedge funds and major institutions and endowments from universities are investing in Bitcoin. See what it could do in that kind of environment. When it goes up that much in an environment with very little, only probably developers and very few people involved, and it can make those kind of returns. Think what it could do in returns when you got major people talking about this. Major investors, major investment institutions are talking about it. Talk about it on all the major news networks. Yeah, it's being talked about. So now it's being talked about. Gosh, what can it do now? So yeah, this is the time to get involved with something like Bitcoin. Of course, EOS, all these other. I think EOS did 5% in one day. So yeah, 5% in one day, or maybe you get 10% all year in some some Nasdaq stock, or even worse in the New York Stock Exchange. So Bitcoin at $1 million, I think you got a pretty good chance of that happening. Of course, my opinion only. And then I want to cover a little bit about the challenge application, because we are up to version 5. We're getting ready to release it here any day. It's going to be it's probably going to be the biggest change that we've had as far as the application is concerned. And we are a running application. I say this all the time because we are up and running, and we do exist in the Apple App Store, and we do exist in the Google Android Store. You can do that right now. You can get on your phone, go to the App Store, or actually just go to challenge.io, and then you can go and you can download it to your, you can only be on your phone, it can't be on your desktop. But go to your phone and just go to the App Store, go to Google Play, and there it is. You can download it. And we are one of the few applications, besides Karma. I think Karma's in both app and the Google Play. But we are one of the few applications, and maybe one of the only, if not the only two, that are actually running in the App Store or the Google Play. And if there's others, post them below. I want to know, because I've been trying to hunt some down to see if anybody else is in Google Play and the Apple Store, because I want to see if there's any other applications running on those two platforms. So if you know of any other blockchain applications that are built on anything that are running in the App Store and Google Play besides Karma, I'd like to hear about it. So if they are, post them below. I want to see it, because I hear a lot of people covering a lot of different applications and dApps, and but they're not running on the two biggest platforms in the world, which is Google and Apple. So very few are running. We are running. It was not an easy process. It cost us a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we did it all on our own. We didn't get any support or any help from anybody. So we're pretty proud of that. We got version 5 coming up, and if you would like to try it out, get involved with our Telegram, get involved with the application. It's very, very, very easy to do. And of course, like I say, 5 will be coming up pretty quick, and we're going to give away a ton of tokens. So, if you want to get involved with crypto and you don't have any money, just download the challenge application, and we'll give you cryptocurrency. You don't have to go out and buy Bitcoin at $10,000 a Bitcoin. You can get challenge for free. So yeah, you could own $1 million, $2 million, $3 million challenge by just playing the challenge application. We are going to have a few features there that are going to allow you to win some big challenge tokens if you make a challenge. So hopefully you do it and you can get involved with for free. So literally, get involved with the cryptocurrency market for free. And we do trade against EOS, so you can turn challenge into Bitcoin or EOS. So there is a play there. And like I say, we're going to put a bunch of tokens out there for free because we are trying to build a community. That's our whole goal, is to build a community, to build people that want to follow this, and people that want to help it to grow, and people to come up with ideas, and people that want to share in the wealth, because that's what we're doing. We're sharing in the wealth. We're giving the tokens away. We did an airdrop. We're giving a lot of tokens away through these challenges, and we are sponsoring the challenges, and we are giving them away, although there's many other people have sponsored too. Challenge Me 5 gave away million challenge tokens. So we appreciate that. And there's been a lot of other people give away challenge tokens too. So there's a great way to earn a little bit of the tokens and get involved with the project on the blockchain, which is where I think the future lies as far as investing is concerned. Like I say, you got to get big returns in this market in order to make it pay off. If you don't, then you're going backwards. Nobody wants to go backwards in investment. You don't want to invest your money, expose your money to risk, have your money get lost, possibly lost, or because it goes down in price, or another market crash or another market failure, and you lose half your money, and you really didn't get that much out of it on the upside. So I mean, if you're going to make big risks, you got to make big returns, and I think right now the stock market just really isn't a good idea for that. That's my opinion, and of course, how I feel about metals. I talk about them all the time here. I don't think it works in today's economy. Metals are something that people hold, they hoard, and right now we don't need hoarding. We need people to trade, and people to do business, and people to build communities, and people to grow. I mean, I'm not a hoarder, and I'm not somebody who wants to sit around and hoard, some gold bricks, because I think they're going to go up someday, and then I'll have some, nice appreciation of my gold bricks, and they're going to retire. I'd rather invest it into a project, and hopefully that project grows, and through the project, you have some reward from it, not by hoarding some commodity or some gold coin. Kind of like what Elon Musk said about Warren Buffett. He said he wasn't a fan because Warren really hasn't done much. I mean, Warren just evaluated the companies and tried to figure out the companies that had the assets that were undervalued that he could buy, and then he could restructure the company, and was able to to do fabulously well with a good percentage of making a nice return on his money. Whereas Elon Musk, and I don't know how you feel about Elon. I mean, some days I like him, some days I don't. I mean, I think he's a great guy. I think he's an innovator, of course, with SpaceX and of course Tesla. I'm a big fan of those. But Elon Musk took his money that he made from PayPal and he risked it. He risked it by trying to develop new technology, risked it by doing Tesla. He's risked it by doing SpaceX. So he is someone that's trying to make the world a better place, making a car that's more efficient, going into space. We're using space for satellites to bring people better internet, more internet. So Elon has risked his money for the future rather than hoard his money, and Elon is doing something to help further generations and further people. So Elon Musk is, in my mind, the kind of person you want to be. You don't want to be somebody like a Warren Buffett, who basically just buys companies and tries to, he's a scrapper. I mean, he buys the companies and he scraps them and tries to get as much as he can out of them. He gets a company and gets as much as return as he can out of the company. So, I think that's worked during the years that Warren Buffett was an investor, but I don't think that kind of investing works anymore. And of course, that's why Warren Buffett's sitting on the sidelines with, $180 billion worth of money that he doesn't know what to do with. I think he's all in cash right now, according to his last get-together they had there in Omaha, Nebraska. So anyway, yeah, check out the challenge application. Sow a little money into Bitcoin and watch it grow. I appreciate you watching.